La for, hit for none. All the time, la for, hit for none. For Islam stand for peace.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Esteemed viewers, you are very much welcome once again to our program, Inspirational African. Today, in this episode, Harvesting Hope, we have traveled to the eastern part of Uganda to visit a gentleman who is in love with the plants. If you look around our environment, it speaks it all. He's a man who loves nature, he's a man who loves plants, he's a man who is in love with the soil. So we are speaking, and I want you to join me to welcome a very distinguished personality in the field of crop farming, and this is none other than Mr. Abdul Majid Bagiire.
Today, we spotlight an extraordinary individual, Mr. Bagire Abdul Majid, a beacon of hope and inspiration in the heart of Eastern Uganda. Mr. Bagire is not just a farmer, he's a catalyst for positive change, a champion of community development, and a dedicated servant of humanity. As a prominent farmer, Mr. Bagire has transformed lives by providing sustenance and economic opportunities for his community. His innovative farming techniques and unwavering commitment to sustainable agriculture have set a remarkable example for others to follow. Beyond his agricultural endeavors, Mr. Bagire actively volunteers with Humanity First's food security program. With passion and dedication, he empowers individuals and families to harness the potential of their land. Through his guidance and expertise, he helps them cultivate thriving gardens, ensuring food security and self-sufficiency. While his contributions to society are vast, Mr. Bagire also dedicates his time to Jamaat Ahmadiyya, serving as a valued member of the executive board for elderly members. His leadership and compassion inspires others to serve their community and contribute to the greater good. Mr. Bagire Abdul Majid, a true embodiment of the African spirit, proves that with hard work, dedication, and a heart full of compassion, one can make a world of difference.
Mr. Bagiire, you are very much welcome to
You're welcome,
our
sir.
program.
You're welcome, sir.
Yeah, we are inspired to come and visit you, to share with you. You know, we want to get a moment from you. How have you moved in your life? We want to know, how did you start your career of farming? Who is this young Bagire? How was he? What inspired you into farming? And how did you end up here?
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
By names, as he has said, I'm Abdul Majid Bagiire. I was born from Nawanyago, Igumya Mwoyo, LC1. I started studying at Nawanyago Primary School from P1. By then there was no nursery. I did my PLE at Vupa Dengo Primary School in 1978. 79, I joined the Jinja Senior Secondary School in the Jinja. I did my O-level in 1980. After having done my O-level, I passed well, but at the end, starting with the senior 2, 3, 4, I was sponsoring myself. So I did not go further. I started business. In business, I was doing a simple retail shop, retailing in almost every merchandise. Sugar, granules, beans, treatment, tablets, spare parts for bicycle. So I mixed everything. In doing so, I got some amount. Whichever profit I was getting, I started acquiring land in the village.
Okay.
After seeing that in the near future there will be no business of small scale, I determined to go farming.
Okay.
And this farming, we started it in the village with my father, with my parents. I was so obedient to them. Whatever they told me, whatever they did, I did it. So I got interested in farming.
Okay.
In business, when I was doing business, every profit I got, I was featuring to buy land for farming.
Okay.
That's why now I'm doing farming.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's quite interesting because you're speaking at a time when there were few business people, especially in such towns like Ginger Town you're talking about.
Yes.
The business was not booming as it may be today.
Yes.
So your choice to move away from business to farming must have been, a very determined choice. I want to look at the period you've done farming. What you count as your success? What have you done? What do you look at and you say, at least I don't regret coming to farming?
For sure, I'm a successful farmer.
Okay.
Because I started from zero, and by now I have something like 80 acres of land.
80.
80.
MashaAllah.
And this 80 acres of land, all is occupied. I'm using it by planting crops. 60 acres is occupied by eucalyptus.
Okay.
Some 15 acres is occupied by mangoes.
Okay.
Actually, I have more than 8 acres because I have another almost 20 acres which I use for growing these seasonal crops like maize, beans, groundnuts, cassava.
Okay.
I have coffee, Chrono coffee. I have this small tangerine hybrid. I have this small lemon, 3 acres.
Okay.
I have avocado. I have jackfruit. I have this cocoa. So I have a lot of merchandise in agriculture.
Okay.
So I don't regret.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, when we speak in terms of market in Uganda, one of the biggest problems that fellow farmers face is market for their produce. Because you being away from the central business district, which is the capital city, where most of the things are consumed, how is it easy for you to get the market for your produce?
Nowadays, we are lucky that some roads are now in a movable conditions.
Yes.
Good conditions, good state.
Okay.
So buyers come from up country, they come to the villages for these goods.
Okay.
Moreover, they give good prices.
Okay.
Though there is a competition, but competition is in there where they sell. But up and down here, we do sell good prices.
Okay.
Yes.
Because they are looking for you.
They are looking for us.
It is them who come looking for you.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, esteemed viewer, I want also to inform you that Mr. Abdul Majid Bagiire is a volunteer in Humanity First, Uganda. For some time, he has been volunteering in the Office of Director for Food Security. And this directly deals with, helping farmers, peasants, people who are down onto the grassroots to pick up, sustain themselves, get something to eat. He is an experienced person as far as that docket is concerned. Mr. Bagiire, I want to get to know, how do you do this? When did you start volunteering in Humanity First? How do you do it? How have you found that work of Humanity First?
I started in the late 80s as humanity first started in Uganda, in Jamata Ahmadiyya. But by then we did not know it so much. Indeed, but we were just being told that you come and help.
Okay.
So I started going to teach my fellow farmers all around Uganda. Indeed, in case they tell me you go to Mbale, I go. You go to Masaka, I go. You go to Biende, I go. So that's when I picked that there is need. So, and I love it to do volunteering because there is need. God says that you help your fellow friends. If you help, I will help you in turn. And in that, I cannot also regret. I've seen so many things without my vision that I will get this. You just say that how has this come in my control? Just because you are helping others, God also helps you in turn. That's why I had a system of going out to help others to give knowledge. And they also come up as I did. Yes.
Inspirational African is our program, and the episode is Harvesting Hope. We are discussing with a prominent farmer in the eastern part of Uganda, telling us how he has been moving through the times to the level where he is. Mr. Bagire, we're also aware that in the Jamaat setup, you have quite a couple of offices you handle.
Yes, sir.
You're a member of the National AMLA.
Yes.
Jamaat Ahmadiyya Uganda. You're a member of the National AMLA, Majlis Ansarullah.
Yes.
Uganda. You at the regional level, and you are doing work with Humanity First. How do you manage to reconcile this, especially with your farming work?
With this, God advises us that you time yourself. If you have your good timetable, you will do everything in the right time. But if you don't have your time, if you don't time yourself, everything will be failure. So whenever they say you have a meeting on such and a day, you time yourself for that day and get ready for it. Everything will be easy and simple for you. So that's how I'm managing every office. And I don't regret in serving God. Because the first thing you do is to serve God, then you see on your side. For sure, you can leave this place, your farm, and say that, God, me, I'm going for your work, you do my work. You don't see God. But on coming back on your farm, you just find the people have finished doing your work. Me, I did here, me, I did here, me, I did there. And you could ask yourself, if someone is on the ground, he fails to get workers. Me, I'm away, workers are on my farm. Is that not a miracle?
It is a miracle.
Then why don't you serve God?
Yeah, you have to.
Yes, sir.
True. Very inspirational indeed. And on that point, I want to take you to another question. Farming, like any other business, because you are doing it as a business,
yes, sir,
has challenges.
Yes.
We cannot assume that it has always been flat for you. What are some of the challenges that a young farmer that is watching this program may prepare for, just in case they want to join that line of farming?
Yes, in farming we have challenges like other businesses, as you said. One challenge is a prolonged droughts. At times we have prolonged droughts. You could think of planting in a certain time, but you cannot plant due to prolonged drought. Again, we may have seasons with a lot of rains. Rains can spoil everything. And in that we have fake seeds, fake medicines, pesticides. Those are
all challenges.
Those are all challenges. We have thieves on the farm.
Okay.
Those are all challenges. You can't sleep in the farm. You may wake up one day, something has been taken away. Those are all challenges.
Somebody has come to harvest when you have not yet come.
When you have not come. We have processes, at times if prices fall down. Those are all challenges. But all in all, at least we get some profits.
Okay.
As we are not just buying and selling, but we are getting from the soils which God gave us. Yes.
Okay. Harvesting Hope is our episode, and we're speaking to a prominent farmer from the eastern part of Uganda, Mr. Abdul Majid Bagiire. Mr. Bagiire, in farming, at times you fall in love with a certain crop. You know, there's passion for in many things we do, whether business or farming or, you know, animal farming or crop farming. At times you fall in love with a certain crop that at least I can't do away with this. Do you have such a thing in your farming career, that you're in love with this, or you do farming depending on the market demands?
We have two things, in fact, in agriculture. One, you can grow something according to the market.
Okay.
Even if you love something, but when the market does not love it, you will do loss.
Okay.
You must do what the market wants.
Okay.
And another way, as you grow in age, you must put in things which will not need your much effort.
Okay.
That even if I sit home, they will bring money home.
Okay.
So you must put those two things in consideration. Yes, sir.
I want to bring you back to the challenges a little bit. You spoke of the thieves, prices, and so many things, drought. How do you go about them? Things like, because you're a large-scale farmer, have you come up with some measures to maybe do irrigation or?
At one time I tried irrigation, but with our Uganda, actually you put in much for fuel than what you get from what you are going to sell. So with that, we stopped it. It was not profit-giving. So we are depending on the rains only.
Okay.
Yes.
The natural rains.
The natural rains.
Yeah. How about things like fake, pesticides, fake seeds? Is there a way of regulating, or identifying this is good, this is bad?
With that, as me, a large farmer, I go just to the producer.
Okay.
Direct, not to the shops. If you go to the shops, you may buy fake.
Okay.
They do sell fake seeds, products. Fake products, fake what. So me, I trace where the producer is.
Okay.
I go direct to the factory, buy there, and bring.
Okay.
So I go out without the fake sellers.
Okay. You minimize it.
Minimize it, yes.
All right. Thank you so much, esteemed viewer, for keeping yourself onto this program, Inspirational African. We are speaking to a prominent farmer in the eastern part of Uganda. He's a crop farmer. Mr. Bagire, there is, we spoke about Jamaat work.
Yes.
Jamaat Ahmadiyya. Today we have so many young people who find it hard to spare time for Jamaat work. They are consumed. They are eaten up by whatever offices they are working in, whatever jobs they are doing. How do you advise a young person who is just living, when you are employed by somebody, for example, they determine how much time you must have, how much free time and how much time you must spend. What is your piece of advice to our youths, especially in Jamaat, those of Uganda and Africa at large who are watching this program?
This piece of advice I'm giving you was also given to me by my sheikh by then. That you first give your time to God and ask God to do your work. Everything will move. And you also announce it that God, I'm giving you my time. In turn, I've left everything everything there. I want you to do my work. Me, I've gone for your work. Actually, everything will be done smoothly, and even more than you want it, it will be done. Yes.
Very good advice to the rest of us young people who are spending much of our time in our offices, spending much of our time in our whatever we are doing. And we really think we can do much. Mr. Bagire says, dedicate most of your time to God's work, and then you ask him to do your work. He is a living testimony to that. Mr. Bagire, are there some farmers away from the Jamaat that you have helped to come up, or are there some associations that you have worked with, or organizations in the villages that come for pieces of advice here and there?
For sure, very many. Let me start by the neighbors. Just of recent, I've given them seedlings free. Because I wanted them to come up. I'm the one who organizes the Ginger District Agricultural Stand. So I do deal with so many farmers during the short time. Very many farmers come from different parts of Uganda and even outside. I have so many contacts, and they always contact me for advice. I have so many contacts of members, Jamaat Ahmadiyya members, who wants advice, always contact me for what can I plant, for what season, what are the prices. I always give correct information. Yes, sir.
Okay. Right now, just what can you advise a person like me who wants to start farming? I want to fall in love with farming. What crop can I deal in that kind of maybe fetch profits a little bit faster than the rest? Because when you look at a crop like maybe a mango, it can take a bit of a year or so. How can a beginner like me, which crop do you advise to?
Actually, for you who want to start, it's good you want to start. And there is a say which says that the best way to start is to start. So you start.
Yes, you have to start.
You have to start. Now, if you want to start agriculture, we have things like mangoes, as you said. You plant once and you can harvest for so many years. You can even harvest 100 years on that very plant. So it's just a time of giving it time, and you start planting, harvesting man. You just plant, you start harvesting man. I can advise you plant mangoes, Corona coffee. You don't plant coffee which is the local one. You plant this one, the Corona hybrid coffee, because one tree can actually give you 3 to 4 clean coffee kilograms. Yes, 4 to 5 clean coffee kilograms. So it's better you start with what is going on by that time, and which gives a lot of money. So coffee, you also plant once in some 20, 30, 40 years. You will be just harvesting coffee only, just to keep your shamba clean, disease-free, and you harvest money. Yes, sir.
Right. I also want to bring in an issue of mechanized farming.
Yes.
Because as we move on, technology is changing. maybe in the 80s when you started farming, you used the hand hoe. I know you're still using it, but maybe on a small scale.
Yes.
So how far have you moved in far as mechanization of your farming on your farms?
Mechanization on my farm, it stops on plowing.
Okay.
On top of that, in Uganda, that method has not yet reached us here.
Okay.
Like harvesting machines, like with us in rural villages, we have not yet got those machines. But the best thing is how you start it. Have you started well in your farm? You have plowed, you replowed, then plant good seeds, weed. Nowadays we have these herbicides. So you can use those on a large scale, and you can get a lot of profits out of what you have grown.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, we are almost coming to the end of our program. Esteemed viewer, I want to thank you so much for keeping yourself on to MTA Africa. Inspirational African is our program, and the episode is Harvesting Hope. Mr. Bagire, as we conclude,
Yes, sir.
I want you to speak to our viewers and tell them, you know, that one thing, well, 2 or 3 things. I'm looking at a young man. I'm taking you back 4 decades ago when you were still a youth, taking up a decision that I'm going for farming, you know. I want you to advise them on, you know, we have so many youths on streets. Pastilling, you spoke about it here. You prepare your farm and somebody comes at night and they take whatever you have grown for a season. How do you advise those people? Where should they start from?
My advice is, in farming, we have, as I said, that land is the major factor of production. In the case you have a small piece of land, you start with high-yielding items, which you can grow on that small piece and you can get a lot of money. There are very many. Because me, I'm a teacher, I'm a farmer, we can teach a lot of things to grow on this very small piece of land, and you can get a lot of money.
Okay.
Those boys have got money, but they don't know. You get a half acre, a quarter acre somewhere, you start with that. You're going to expanding, but they want to start big.
Okay.
And it's better you start small and grow big, instead of starting big and again become small.
Okay.
That's my advice. You
Thank
start
you so
small,
much.
grow big.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Abdul Majid Bagiire. On account of time, we shall have to cut our program short. I want to thank you so much, esteemed viewers, for always keeping yourself tuned on to MTA Africa. Our program is Inspirational African. We have spoken to Mr. Abdul Majid Bagiire, a prominent crop farmer. He has been a farmer for a couple of years. He's a successful farmer. He's a man who is boasting of acres of crops, mangoes. Yeah, he's into tree farming, eucalyptus. He's into, you know, banana crop farming. So many things he's doing. He's an inspiration to many of us, especially the young people, who look at farming as a problem. You know, so many people look at farming as a punishment. Sometimes in Africa here, in Uganda particularly, farming is a form of punishment. When a young boy or girl commits a crime, they send you to the garden. So we grew up not seeing that farming is a punishment. So he's saying we must change our attitude, learn to start small, grow big, and we shall become successful. I want to say thank you so much for keeping yourself to MTA Africa. My name is Abubakar Mugaya. Till next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
La for, hetefonam, alata. La for, hetefonam, for Islam stand for peace.